So you have a light or a camera? I don't know what that is.
All right. So guys, there's this city, and it's just being started. So the mayor of the city decides he better build some houses.
If I know him, actually. I
You do?
know him. I
Oh.
do know him. He's from my street.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, this is a new town. Oh. So just to start out, he builds 4 houses. He's like, okay, now I need some families to move in. He gives them a little bit of time. The families move into the houses. And he's like, okay, this is great. Well, I better meet the people in my town. Right? The mayor should know the people that live there. So he's like, okay, I better go to their houses and just meet them, see who they are. So he goes up to the first house and he knocks on the door.
Hello.
And guess what happened?
What?
A little boy answers the door. And he says, oh, hi. And the mayor's like, oh, hey, I'm the mayor. I'm just coming around to meet everybody in the town.
He looks like Ben 10.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Ben 10? What do you think he looks like? Oh, he says, hey, my name is Tens.
Yeah, when he has the wrist on.
Yeah?
Ben 10 wrist.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So the boy says, my name is Tens. Nice to meet you. And the mayor's like, okay, that's a strange name, but whatever.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right. And the mayor asked him, is there anybody else that lives in your house? And he's like, well, yeah, actually I do have a pet frog. And the mayor's like, okay, well, that's cool. And the boy's like, yeah, my frog's name is Ones. And the mayor thinks that's kind of weird for a name for a pet, but okay. And so he's like, so do you live with your parents, your grandparents? Does somebody else live here with you that takes care of you? And the boy says, yeah, my mom lives here. She's the only one who lives here. And the mayor asks, what's her name? And he says, well, her name is Hundreds. And so the mayor's like, okay, well, it's great to meet you. I'll see you around. And he goes to the next house and he knocks on the door. And guess what?
What? He answers the door and
A little boy comes into the door and he looks just like the boy that the mayor just met. And so the mayor's thinking, this is pretty weird. And so he's like, hey, I'm the mayor. I'm just coming around to meet everybody. Wanted to get your name. What's your name, little boy? And the little boy's like, my name is Ken. Oh, nice to meet you. And the mayor's like, wait a minute. That is weird. But okay. And so the boy's like, yeah, okay, well, cool. I have a pet frog. And the mayor's like, you do? That's funny. What's your pet frog's name? My pet frog's name's Ones. And my mom lives here too. Her name is Hundreds. And so the mayor's thinking, this is pretty weird. Is this little boy playing a trick on me or something? And so he's like, all right, well, it's nice to meet you, Tens. I'll see you and I'll talk to you later. So he goes to the next house.
Oh,
The door.
where is that?
Guess who comes to the door?
Ben 10.
Little boy, he looks just like all the little boys he's been meeting. And see, the funny thing is that they look exactly alike, but what the mayor doesn't know is these are actually different kids. He thinks maybe they're just playing a trick on him, but they are actually different kids. But the mayor's getting mad because he doesn't know that. And he's like, hey, let me guess. Your name is Tens.
Yeah.
And the boy's like, whoa, yeah, it is Tens. That is my name. How did you know that? And he's like, hey, let me guess what else. You got a pet frog, and his name is Ones. And the boy's like, whoa, how does he know this stuff? He's weird. And he's like, yeah, you know what else I know? I bet you got a mom, and she lives here, and her name is Hundreds. Whoa, that's just freaky. Like, oh man. All right, well, he leaves. And now the mayor is really mad because he is convinced that this boy is playing tricks on him. So he runs over to the next house and he beats on the door and says, Tens, I know you're in there. Let me in. I know you're in there, Tens. And this boy, he doesn't know what's been happening because he's a different kid. And he's like, oh, there's this angry man outside. And he's like, come here, let me in, Tens. I know you're in there. And so the boy's like hiding behind the couch. He's like, there's this angry guy outside. I don't know what to do. And he's like, let me in. I know you're in there with your pet frog Blunt. And I know your mom's not home, but her name's Hundreds. Let me in. And Tens is like, I am not letting this guy in. I have no idea what to do. And he's so scared. He never comes to the door. And the mayor's like, he just gives up. He's like, all right, I'm just going to go back to my office and think about this for a minute. So he goes back and he's sitting in his office and he's just like, all right, what can I do about this? I mean, I just met 4 different houses, families in the houses. And so if these are actually different families, then I've got to figure out a way to keep them all straight because they look all the same. So what can I do?
What about their last names?
What a great question. And that's what he thinks. He's like, I should have figured out their last names. So he goes back to their houses and he knocks on the first door, the first house, and he's like, hey, Tens, I'm the mayor again. Hey, good to see you. I forgot to get your last name. And the boy, he's like, well, really, that's kind of a weird question. And he's like, why is that such a weird question? And he's like, well, I mean, we don't really use our last name. And the mayor's like, you don't have a last name? Well, we do have one. We just don't really say it. We don't use it. It's like, all right, well, what is your last name? And the boy says, well, our last name is Units.
Oh,
And so, yeah, the mayor's thinking that's kind of a weird last name, but all right, everybody seems to have weird names around
wait a
here.
minute, hold on. Maybe in the future.
All right, hold on. What?
I knew it.
You knew that?
Yes, I knew.
Wow,
I
okay.
knew in the second family there was this.
Wow, I don't remember that.
I don't know. 'Cause let's just keep going. He goes to the second house and he knocks on the door. He's like, oh, hey, Tens. Good to see you again. Forgot to get your last name. I was just going around getting everybody's last names. What's your last name? He's like, oh, okay, yeah. My last name is Thousands.
Oh.
Okay, so they have a different last name. Thousands. All right, well, good. Thanks for that information. And so the mayor goes down to the next house and he knocks on the door. And Tens is like, whoa, here's that weird mayor guy again. Hey, what you doing? And the mayor's like, hey, I need your last name. Just need to get everybody's information. And so Tens is like, yeah, our last name is Hundreds. Oh, no, is Millions. Millions.
Million? Really? I know that name already.
You did? You guessed that?
Yeah.
You guess the last one. Well, he goes to the next house, knocks on the door.
Wait.
Nothing. He knocks on the door. Tens, are you in there? Because remember, this little boy is scared. And he's still hiding behind the couch.
Why isn't his mom there?
I don't know. Maybe she's at work.
Why is his mom?
He's probably an older kid who can be home by himself. Like a teenager.
Well,
Maybe he's a teenager because his name is Ted.
but what if he at?
Maybe
What
he's like
if
17 or 18. Okay. Nope. All right. So he is not coming to the door because he is scared of this guy. Remember? So he's like, hey, it's okay. I'm sorry about last time. I was a little bit confused, but it's okay. I'm not here to hurt you or anything. I just need to know your last name. And the boy, he's still scared, so he's not coming to the door. But he's like, our last name is Billions.
I forgot about that number.
Billions.
Oh, it sounds
Okay.
billions.
Billions.
Yeah, it's
He's
kind
like,
of like
thanks, and he goes back.
it's about
So,
decades like billions who had a lot of money does this.
yeah, billionaires. Billions. So, we can kind of think of this, like place value, guys. So, this mayor figured out that each family has the same 3 people live in that house. They look exactly alike, but they're different because everybody's first name is the same. All the frogs' names are ones, and all the boys' names are tens. All the moms are hundreds, but they all have different last names. Okay.
But what if his frog's last name?
So the frog's last name depends on where he lives on the street. Okay, so this frog's last name is units. This frog's last name is thousands. This one's millions, and this one's billions. Everybody's first names are the same, but their last name depends on where they live on the street. So now when the mayor's out in the town, he can tell everybody apart. He knows who is who, and you can do the same with numbers. Remember, that place value works just like that. There are 3 different slots in each house. We call those houses periods. Okay, so everybody's first name is the same, but their last name depends on where they live on the street. And there are even commas to separate the periods. Have you done that before? Have you worked with big numbers before? Well, we'll work with some bigger numbers this year. Okay? So, what do you think of the story?
Yeah.
We can think of numbers just like these. The frog, the boy, and the mom for each one. And you were really smart because you knew some of those. You guessed it before